Yeah, yeah. Hey, we're back. What it do, man? It's your boy Palom McKnight, aka PM McKnight, PM Lifestyle Podcast, man. Today is Sunday. Lovely day, blessed day. You know what I'm saying? Any day above ground is a great day for P. That's what I can say. So you already know what we're doing here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's another Dallas edition. Not only is this Dallas edition, it's like a brothers edition. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my brothers, man, coming here from um let's just say the same tour date. You know what I'm saying? We did music back in the day, but right now it's like when we say same birthday, we share a lot of different similarities, man. We call each other brothers from another for real. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have that on the show today. Gonna get into maybe like a couple of questions, you know what I'm saying, comparisons, maybe three to five of those. And you know, again, future of Dallas music scene, the true sound of music. You know what I mean? Like what's Dallas' true identity? You know what I mean? But we're gonna tap into it, man. You know what I'm saying? So coming next, friend of mine, brother of mine, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's been in this music for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I say one of the styles we fixing to get into everything, you know what I'm saying? Type of music, um, stuff that he's, grew up on, all kind of crazy questions about, you know what I mean, stuff about the music game and the current state of hip hop right now, just in Dallas alone. You know what I'm saying? So um I'm gonna go ahead and bring it to end right now. It's my boy, man. I would like to welcome y'all to J4.
Bo, 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 bo. What's up, P?
What's up with it,
Man,
man?
what's up, my brother?
Man, going on, man. What's going on?
Been too long, man. Put me on the spotlight. I appreciate it though.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You've been in this game for a minute. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I call you one of the great ones that done it, you know what I'm saying? The pioneers of just Dallas within itself, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Yes,
um
sir.
it definitely had to bring you on, man.
Salute, man. Salute right back at you, man. I appreciate it. That acknowledgement means a lot coming from somebody like yourself, man. From the source.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
now, just from the obvious right now, what I'm looking at,
Yeah.
um, the jersey says big city.
Yeah,
What,
yeah, yeah.
what's that?
Yo, Big City, man. It's a label I'm associated with. President, with my guy, my brother, Rob Orton, Chris Powerful, King Powerful, producer, also elite DJ, Fleet DJ as well. Just my brother I connect with, man. Label, independency, rolling with. Been doing it for about since I was crawling knee high. You know, what I'm saying, to the carpet. You know, I've been connected with him, kind of like yourself, man. One of the real ones. But yeah, he's based out of NYC, Long Island, you know, connected with that Texas boy. And,
You,
you know,
you
like
know,
someone,
I normally would go right into a whole nother thing, but that was the obvious what I saw, bro. So what was so crazy about this? You know what I'm saying? When I look at it, I'm like, you got was like a
yeah,
Knicks.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Before anything, I said, "Hey, well, what's going on?
yeah,
You know, let me look at the obvious of what's going on. So now,
yeah.
since you just said that, you know what I'm saying? Tell the people who you are and then go into why it's look like the Nick way, the dude from New York and
All
your
right.
business partner and so on.
All right, cool, cool, cool. So first and foremost, I'm originally from Bryan College Station, Texas, 979, you know, by way of BCS. Been in Dallas since 96, 96. So I've been here. This is my pretty much where I was raised at. You know, I grew up there, but I was raised, you know. I got my game out here from the D. So, you know, this is officially, you know, why my stumping ground. Now, since I've been here, I think I would say that I started recording professionally at around 2000. I've always dabbled and dabbled in it a little bit, but I started, you know, recording professionally around 2000. Since I connected with, well, first off, let me not skip around. I recorded my first independent project, Pain, Love, and Glory, Pain, Lust, and Glory in 2007.
Wait, hold up. Tell them what's your name and just start from even just the
Oh,
name
oh yeah, 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 got you,
and
got you.
the
I'm
way
getting right
you
to the
have
talk.
it. That way you can go into your music.
Most
That way
definitely,
they'll
most
get an
definitely, most
understanding
definitely,
of like everything together.
most definitely. Well, James Ford, that's Jaems. IV, Roman numeral. People always ask me, what does the four stand for? Well, the four is kind of like an entendre. I'm the fourth because I'm the fourth of my generation. I was named after my first three predecessors, my dad, my two grandfathers. I carried the four because it just has that regal, that royalty feel to it, and it's
Yeah.
generational. And in the four is also like the fourth. Um, I like to play around with words as you see like where my name spelling is, but the fourth is
Right.
next to come. The fourth is like the fourth. Even though I use the four, the number, but it's really like the fourth, like come forth, like the next thing to come. So,
Mm,
so it's a play on those words too. And so James Fourth is pretty much a version of me on a music scale also because I came to reign, so I don't put the king on it. I let the people crown me.
yeah.
So that's also another thing that ties into my theme is that I look at everything from a royalties type base hierarchy. That's what I put in my music, and that's what that's what I incorporate into everything that I do. It's a lifestyle thing, like you said.
And we also the seven.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna keep the math going, huh? So yeah. So me and P Mac is we came in, same thing, three sevens, you know, um, 7 day, 77 years, So that 777 also plays another part into what I do, because everything is spiritual based as well. And if you know anything about anything, it's a definitive or defined number, it can't be divided. So that's another thing that I incorporate into everything that I do. I like to make sure that everything is based on numbers. You can say numbers don't lie. Hey, if you believe in the cosmos and the metric system, it all ties in. It all comes back around 360 degrees.
It's true. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying,
sir.
man? I've been following the number seven for a long time, man.
Man, come
My
on.
kids even like jerseys and stuff like that when they playing sports, the same
Yeah,
thing. But
yeah.
it is very powerful. You know
Well,
what I'm
well,
saying?
well, well you see the 2-5, right?
Oh,
The two,
oh,
the
the two
2-5,
five. Yeah,
two
yeah.
five.
I see that.
Do the math.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See that.
Yes,
So
sir.
your man's is from New York, right?
Yeah,
And he went
Long Island.
with is that so? It's like the blue orange.
The
It's just
blue
more of
one.
a like a burnt orange.
So it's like a burn on. It's like the original old school Nick jerseys that they bought in. Pat Ewing came in with the flat top, with Oakley and all them boys. Starks. This is the jersey Starks had on when he punched on Mike and them.
Yeah,
but the play on the Nick theme, of course, I'm a Texas boy first, so let me keep it 100 a thou wow. I am a Mavs fan first, Knicks, you know, East, wise. I mess with them. You got some New York ties too. Of course, I know we will get into that. But it's I got the away jersey on, so I had these made through my James Ford, James
yeah.
Ford
Because I'm
clothing.
seeing the logo on there.
Yeah, so that's coming.
Up, man.
So technically, since I'm not there on the stumping grounds, I got the away jersey on, so I'm representing home.
Ah,
I'm representing him, representing the team,
that's
even when
dope.
I'm away.
That's dope.
So yeah, so there's just a unity thing, just a brotherhood for my man, and you always represent those who represent you. So that's one of my soldiers, one of my brothers like yourself. So yeah, just repping for the team, man. We
Hey,
I
man.
got a I got a seven jersey too now. I got a seven jersey too, but I got to
Yeah,
break that out.
I to see that. I mean,
Yeah,
for real.
so
Like
yeah.
we've been knowing each other for long. We said 96. What I mean? That's moving to the north,
Woo,
North
man,
Dallas.
come on.
And
We're putting it out there, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like shout out to the Nutty North.
Yeah,
Uh,
rascals, baby. Come on now.
Yeah, you already know.
Yes,
We
sir.
moved out there, man, and it was a different world for me at that time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it will.
We had different radio stations.
Yeah.
We
Talk
had
about it.
different the clubs. It was more plentiful. The music was different.
Mm.
We lived in the era of music. You already know where we had to
Mm-hmm.
try to be different from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Rhyme scheme, whether it's your hooks, your looks, whatever the case may be, man. You didn't want to have what everybody else had. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
And these days, the rules are different.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand evolution and all that stuff like that. But I used to fight it for a minute, and I
Mm.
try to get these youngins they respect, and I realized, you know what? I got to give them some type of respect because they're doing something, right?
Doing something
Yeah,
positive.
yeah. So with the era that we came up in versus the era now and all the in between,
Mhm.
and you've been in Dallas, the true sound of Dallas music.
Mm. You asking me since I've been here?
Yeah, I mean because right there is so many different styles of music out,
It is
and it depends who you ask in this city, who you
true.
ask in any part of this state.
It's true.
They're only gonna go to either Houston rap, Bang and Screw, or the
Mm-hmm.
dude called the new drill music, and they're gonna be hitting you with the
D-Town.
probably yeah, yeah, right. So there's some dope artists. Shout out to Red Creasy, you know what I'm saying out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. They have a different style, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Christian, he was on the show. He go by a different name right now, but different sound. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Your style is a different sound. If somebody heard you, you wouldn't think that you basically coming out of Dallas, Texas.
Mm-mm.
You have your own exact sound. What's the sound for today? Like, what would be the true sound of Dallas music if you had to put a stamp on
I mean, from what I heard from when I first got here, I'm talking about Cocoa Butter and Boss was on the radio. I think Tight at Night. Remember them?
it? Yeah, that's
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, Cocoa Butter and Boss was on there. So Dallas has always been a city that were very open minded and welcoming to others from different places. So I think that it incorporates a little bit of everything. You know, you have the New Orleans people that are 2 states away. You know, you got Oklahoma sitting right here. You know, you got
Yeah.
Cali, couple states over. You know, Texas and Cali is California's cousins, if you ask me. You know, as you
You
know,
say
that's
that?
why, huh?
You think that for real? Texas
Yeah,
and Cali?
I think that. Yeah, yeah. When it comes to Texas and Cali, we have a kindred spirit. Um,
Man,
if you-
you ain't been to Arizona, baby. I'm trying
no,
to
yeah,
tell
yeah,
you.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, I know, no, nothing away from AZ. But what I'm saying is that from Texas, before we were on the music scene, we adapted probably more to California than any coast because you guys
Okay.
right
Okay.
there. And then what you guys did, we incorporated a lot of that to what we do. There's a thin line, if you ask me, between the Ghetto Boys and NWA. You know, you can hear the influence there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
hear the influence. And then think about this: our first major rapper that came out, the DOC, where did he go out to?
California.
Thank you. So he's always represented Texas by what Cali, and even that's what I mean. And so our whole existence, when we stumped into the game, we had a connection with California. And Texas had that spirit. The first, to me, my first influence as a Texas artist was the Doc, you know. So yeah, that always resonates with me. Now, when we bring it to today, when you ask me what's the current sound of today,
Mhm.
I mean, like you see what Big X is doing right now.
Yeah.
We see what Mo3 was doing before his untimely demise. Rest in peace to
Mhm.
him. Um, we still see the thing that Beezy's doing. You know, you had Doro. So Dallas has always had a street element to it, but
Mhm.
it had a street element with a club feel. Anything that we did had melody to it. It had the beats that we put under it had that street feel, but it also had that rhythm to where you can actually it had a club undertone to it as well. When I arrived in Dallas in '96, though, if you want to ask my honest assessment, you had I'm taking it back. I'm telling my roots on this. You had the Rally Boys,
Ooh, yeah.
Cottonmouth, the Rally Boys, Oak Cliff Assassin,
Yeah. Nemesis.
Nemesis,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why I used
Nemesis,
to record my first album was with the dude that recorded for Nemesis,
yeah,
one of the engineers,
see,
CEO Records for us. Shout out to
exactly,
Ford.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oak Cliff Assassin, um, Grifter. If you didn't see
Grifters.
a Grifter sticker, you just wasn't in the city. If you didn't see
Uh
A Grifter
True
sticker,
Game Records was out
True
there.
Game, True Game.
They
Let me
had
take my
the
Stampede,
vans in North Dallas,
Stampede,
Stampede Records. Yeah.
Stampede. Yeah, and let me see, my man, also Quint Black.
Yeah. See, like I caught a bar of him when he was, I think, like
You know,
when he got didn't he go to jail or something?
yeah, he did, he did.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did. He had some other stuff that went on.
And
But
that's
yeah.
when, I had to bounce too. So I lost a little bit I lost a little bit of that Dallas right there for a few years. I went back to
Mhm,
LA.
mhm. So those were the early sounds, and I'm gonna give it to my man too, King Ashoka. Uh,
Who?
King Oshoka, slap movement, support local artist movement, slap. I've seen those guys around.
Oh yeah.
And,
Well,
yeah, no,
oh,
no,
why
when I
we
say
saying that, man? Rest in peace, Coon, because Coon Denali, he
Coon,
did a
oh
lot of
come
stuff,
on,
man.
man. Oh wow, you hit me with that with Coon, yeah, yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah.
Coon, man. Coon looked
Tom,
out for a lot of people in the
Tomcat,
Metroplex.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shoot, he did Top Cats and he did a couple of other
A
spots. You
couple
know
of
what I'm saying? I
Nairobi.
think, matter of fact, how he got Top Cat is because I was doing it. I did
Are you
Top Cats for
serious?
like 2 or 3 weeks, yeah. And
Wow.
then me and Coon did a show or something like that, a showcase. And that's when I was out there with the BFL boys, and I had Rascal Entertainment, and
Hmm.
they ended up he ended up taking over and started doing it.
Mm.
Yes, yeah,
Wow. Rest in peace to Coon. Yeah, Coon. I did a lot of shows. I did a lot of shows out there, man, with Coon and them. Yeah, those are good times, bro. Good brother too, man. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
you can come last minute, not even on the
He's
list.
a,
If Coon
a
mess with you, he gonna
pioneer.
make sure you get in the showcase.
Yeah, a pioneer of the city that really put on for Dallas. You know what I mean? A
Oh,
lot of people don't give him his respect for underground artists.
they sure don't. They sure don't. They forget about him. They forget about it. But we gonna hold him up, though, man. We're gonna hold him
That
up.
part.
That was
Rest
a
in peace.
real one. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But you and I used to cross on circuits and do
We did.
gang of shows throughout
We
there.
sure
You know
did.
what I mean?
We sure
And
did.
we only did that one joint, and I promise you, like people still to this day, you know what I mean, be looking for that.
Man,
What?
we had a couple in the cut though. It's funny when you said that because I felt like we did more than one, but I think we had a lot of stuff that postponed, didn't see the surface because it's funny you say that. I hear a lot of industry people say this hectic schedules.
Yeah,
Creatives. You talking about dealing with creatives, you lose and fall out of touch. But we always catch up in traffic, bro. Some
that part. It never
type of
missed
way.
out.
The stars align us. Is like, y'all, we arrived at the same time. So it's like, we ain't even got to call each other. It's like it's gonna happen
Yeah, especially in November. You know,
in November. Yeah, that month.
So, yeah, yeah, that month. So right now, man, like with all the different artists that's out, bro, like um you have like the young cats, you have a lot of
Mm,
female artists. That's a lot different than what we seen back in the day. Within the
true.
last 10 years, it just went yay with female artists, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What artists would you like to work with if you had a shot right now from all the new artists from the old? Who would you select? Would you take an old person, older, seasoned person, or one of the new kids? You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm always rooting for the underdogs. I have a very exquisite taste of people that I look for. I won't say bottom of the barrel, but I say needle in a haystack. I love that tap undiscovered upper echelon type of artist to work with that people don't know about, but they should know about. Kind of like somebody like me, you or yourself.
Mhm.
If I could take somebody, well, if I had to say names, if you want me to dig in the crates, I can dig in the crates of just somebody that's current, either or. Now we talking about just artists, or we talking about female
I mean,
art
it is an
artists here.
artist. You know what I mean? Like artist,
Artists
period.
here.
It can be all the way from,
Mm,
you know what I mean? I don't care it's country because that's what's going on right now. You have country
yeah.
artists, you have R&B artists, you have
So
contemporary art. Like everybody's mixing it up right now. So if you had to
okay.
select one right now,
I can
like
select one.
male
You
or
know who it would
female,
be?
boom, what you want?
You know who it would be? I'm gonna take it back. Boosie Collins.
Ooh,
Boosie
ooh.
Collins, man. I'm a funk baby. My
I can
nickname,
tell because that's in your name.
yeah, come on,
As I said, so how you gonna put that on there? You gonna put J for
man.
featuring Boosie?
You know, just multitasking, man.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that name has been with me since I was 2 years old. My mom, long story short, told me that I was a quiet kid, into my toys, didn't really do too much socializing outside of that. But whenever Boosie Collins music would come on, I would drop everything I was doing and start grooving to it. And this is
You you
before.
you
Yeah,
you getting up and partying, ready to
this is before I can remember, man. Afro and everything.
okay.
So yeah, I think
Dang,
it's
that's
part of my
crazy.
heritage. Yeah, so I would be insane to not incorporate while he's still alive, one of the greats. I would love to rock out with pops.
Alright. Well, let me ask you this. This will be one of the questions that I was gonna ask at the end. if you can put some artists together right now, bring two artists, well, yeah, some artists to do a feature. Say you doing some A&R work, and you
Hmm.
need to take two artists to put on one song. Who would you put on that song?
Two songs. I mean, two artists. I'm put out in one
Yeah,
song.
two artists.
Tupac and
One's got to
Biggie.
do the hook, and then one oh for real?
Tupac and Big. I would. We would go ahead and kill that. We'd
Oh,
go ahead
that's
and kill that
crazy.
bird with them two stones right there. Just end it. If we can do it right there, rock out. Just and I think it would be classic and just end all this craziness. Tupac and Big. And I got to.
Yeah,
Can I do a second one? Can I do a second
yeah,
one?
yeah, 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 yeah.
On hip hop because of course, we talking about music. I'm mad this collaboration never ever happened. But Michael and Prince.
That's what I was gonna say.
Mm,
I was gonna put like a Prince and then Tupac, or like do it, you know what I mean, something like
seven,
that. To hear him like that, just to have
seven.
that what you
I
call
said
it.
seven.
But that, yeah, yeah. I can probably look. I promise you right now, bro. I have the album of Prince
Mm,
still in this rapper frame. I
what?
have
Which
Michael
album?
Jackson Bad album
Which
frame
Prince
in the
album?
album. Hmm?
Which Prince album?
Purple Rain, where they have the motorcycle out there, right there in the parking lot,
Oh
and
yeah.
then the little road. Then he got the staircase behind him.
Come on,
I
baby,
think he out there on. Yeah,
baby,
I got
baby.
bro. I got the album frame. I got a gang of albums, vinyls. I got record players and everything today. You know what I'm saying?
It's it's funny you said that because of the to double back. You said you had the bad album from Michael, right?
Hmm.
Most people would say Thriller off the wall. Why bad?
I mean, it was just man, actually it was one I can actually get my hand on. I had a few of them stolen from
Mm,
me. You know what I mean? That's the only one I can
We
actually
was
get
babies.
in this
We
day
was
and
babies
age.
when the other one came out.
But mm,
We was babies when the other one came out.
yeah, like the you watching him do the little dance move throughout with he got the black leather on and all that good stuff. Like you seeing vintage like what would you say vintage?
Yeah.
Seeing a classic Michael Jackson. I mean, that's when he was doing everything.
It's
Um,
it's some crazy Michael stories out there too, man.
yeah, I recently heard one about you heard
I
about Tupac and Michael fighting.
heard about that.
Yeah, that was funny one.
I
That
also heard about Mike Crippen too, man. I don't know what they talk about with that though.
I mean, look at the video.
He say it's all in the video, huh?
Did you see the picture?
You know what? That's the way you
Like
make
up
me
there
feel.
on the
That's the way
scenes
you
and
make me.
everything.
That's the way you make me feel, Joint. Right? He was
Nah,
out there.
that's the one he did. With
Well,
the pool.
he's following the girl around. His sexy baby with the high heels on. He had
Nah,
the blue.
I
Okay.
think it was bad. Nah, I'm talking about the one. Hold on, man. You about to make me look this one up.
Let me say, see, now bad, he was banging in leather. Now that's something different. He's banging on Wesley, right?
What's the one he had all the Crips and he was in the
The way you make me feel, and he's chasing the light skinned chick with the curly hair. The
no,
way-
oh it can't be.
Let me tell you, he had a blue joint, he had a blue shirt on, he had the white thing tied around his pants, and he
It's
had
I'm bad. It's the bad
no, that's not
actually.
bad. That ain't not bad, brother. That's P. He had the homies out there with him, right?
It looked like he in a parking garage.
That's what I'm talking about. That was now bad was in the parking garage. I think we mixing them up though, but bad they had on everything. They had on
Okay.
everything. Excuse me.
Who had on the bandanas and he was sitting out there throwing up the C's on the video set.
You know what? Mike banged on a couple of videos, bro. That's why we
I'm
can't.
trying to tell you, man.
Cause he banged on Beat It too.
Hey man, it was a dude, I forgot his name. He's a comedian. He from LA. And he told the story of Mike Jackson and him tripping. Like, yeah. I forgot I forgot the name of the
You know
dude, man.
what?
Light
Hold
skinned
on.
dude.
You're right because it's a still shot that's out there where Mike is throwing it up, right?
And there's a bunch of crips
They was
behind him with
behind him
cameras
and he was
on.
throwing it
Yeah.
up.
And
You know what?
it's
I'm
like,
gonna tell you this. I think Mike was. I think they was. I think
look,
Mike.
man.
You know what? Okay, so everybody get Chris Brown all this
I was
slack,
just about to say that. I about to say
and
Chris Brown came out here, he became a blood
you
in LA.
know, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. You probably know better than me, P. People think just because you're affiliated, they still have idols and people they look up to and cats they mess with. So Mike probably was just, he was protected by the set, man. Hey, call it what he is from Gary, right?
Here in Indiana, yeah.
Mhm. I heard Gary ain't no cake, no walk in the park.
Nah, it's not enough. No, Gary
Yeah.
can't
So,
go play. You better not go play in Gary, Indiana.
man,
See what's
come
gonna
on,
happen
man.
to you.
You know, it's funny you said that because the same
It's not gonna
thing
be
with
too good.
Mike. We hear these Mike stories. We hear these Prince stories. That Prince is what Prince want no push around, man.
Oh, Prince, what? Yeah, you heard, we heard stories about Prince, bro. Prince wasn't playing.
Man, you know that's a collaboration I will say that I hate we didn't get. And another thing I'm gonna chime in on is that you said bad. That was the song that Prince and Mike were supposed to collaborate on. Says
Oh, for real?
do Quincy Jones. Prince didn't like the lyrics. He didn't like the But His Mind stuff that Mike came out with. He was like, nah, I don't like that line. You got to change it. Mike refused to change it, so the collaboration never happened.
See, never heard that story before.
He
That
was
is
like,
crazy.
who you singing that to? You ain't singing that to me, and I ain't singing that to you, so we got a problem.
Uh, wow,
Mm.
never heard that one.
We ain't
That
never had no
good to know.
problem like that though, bro. The songs we ain't never started no lyrics off like that though.
Oh no, no. It was all about. And for me, when I put my hooks in there, it was dang near about the situation that happened. Well, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
So it was just like you can easily visualize it without writing it down because you lived it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that was
yeah.
pretty good. But
Icons, man.
um,
Icons,
yeah,
icons.
yeah. Today and age, man, it's a little different though, man. Like I seen that article where Method Man was talking about these who's making a lot of money. You start thinking about it, like, dang, how are they making all this money? They talking about streaming is down and all this stuff like that. Like, how do you think they generate these monies? Because this money because they're not even doing shows yet, bro. And these dudes are like, and I can't say that they selling that much dope in the hood or something like that. I don't even want to put
Mhm.
that on them. But how are they making the money from the music right now? And they're not even leaving the state half the time.
I mean, I'm hearing appearances, endorsements, and yeah, in merch, just endorsements. You
Like,
find that a lot of artists these days are linking up with a lot of different companies, and these companies are funding a lot of artists too. I seen something funny last night. I saw Lloyd performing last night, and he was dressed in like some casual dress work type attire. And
mhm.
I'm thinking like, why is Lloyd performing like he just came from a business meeting? But when I looked at the comments, a lot of people was giving him hell about what he had on. But I saw Amazon in the back of the stage,
Mm,
and it was an Amazon event. And I looked and I said, we probably looking at the next level of independency. You won't probably have to go through a major. You may get your album funded by Tesla, or Amazon, or
true.
that's I mean, because you're looking at a lot of partnerships that's coming in. The game as we know it is changing. Nike. You look up, you may have Travis Scott saying, you know what, Nike is funding this next project I'm putting out, Jordan brand.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. But I
That'd
mean,
be crazy.
if we go 50 years into the past, some of the stuff we seen will be crazy to them. Because Cass was working the chitlin circuit, man. And, they was getting, they was doing shows for a Cadillac.
Yeah, a lot less than that, man. Look at your groups like New Edition and TLC.
Yeah,
Got bamboozled and didn't get their bread. You know what I'm saying? It was real bad for
you
a
know,
long
and
time.
if you think about it, who you align with, um, who you align yourself with, because publishing is very important. Of course, a lot
Mhm.
of people are selling their masters, and I think a lot of people are jumping the gun because it's dry out here right now. But I think a lot of people are going to regret doing that too. You
Man,
know,
I think Lil Wayne sold his to get out of jail with Trump.
yeah,
Kodak Black probably chipped him off some money.
yeah.
But they had inside out. Even NBA young boy.
Remember we said your affiliations, who you with? Because look at it, you selling your masters, so now you performing at a Trump event. People gave Snoop hell, right? Because he
Yeah.
performed at a Trump event. It really wasn't Trump wasn't there, but people gave Snoop hell. And I'm looking like, hey man, a lot of people in business don't like each other. But it's business.
But it was the kids, the children
Exactly.
of
Exactly.
somebody that was like, hey, we listen to this music.
Yeah.
So they wanted him present. But they was like, oh no, you ain't supposed to go take the money because it is their daddy. You know what I mean? Like you can look at that two ways. Just like I'll be looking at it like Trump released NBA young boy. Well, first of all, let me say this. I don't want nobody locked up. But
Yeah.
at the same time, if you're gonna release somebody, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
is it anybody else in there with some moral character that you could have
There's,
left let out
there's a lot of
that's
unjust
gonna
people that locked
benefit
up
the
been doing
kid?
time for
Yeah,
racial discrimination, all kind of stuff. You
yeah.
know.
Like, this dude out. That's what made me think it was a monetary thing because
Yeah.
you let someone is putting a lot of poison in the streets. You know what I mean? Through the music and not learn. Basically, he's not learning his lesson,
Mm,
and he kept on doing. He was on parole way out there in Utah and all kind of crazy stuff, right? Probation,
yeah.
and went through the drive through, got some pills, and did some other stuff allegedly. You know what I mean? And let him go. So it's a lot of young
Mm-hmm.
black men watching this stuff, man, and ain't learning any lessons already automatically in the street. They're not listening to their parents and stuff on the house. So just imagine you let somebody out like him, and he gonna influence them in the wrong ways. It's gonna look. That's what I'm saying.
Having accountability, man. It all comes down to accountability. And a lot of people are trying to win the popularity contest. Let's be real. I mean, that does exist. You know, a
It's
lot of people
crazy.
are trying to win the popularity contest, and I mean, a lot of these presidents and people and politicians that do step in, you know, because I mean, take it back to Kamala Harris. You know, look at what she had represented on the stage. You know,
Mhm.
post if she would have won president, it was a popularity contest. I don't think a lot of them are even familiar with the artists that they're affiliating themselves with. You know, it's just like it's a good look. You know, that term, it's a good look.
Yeah,
Don't really mean you rock with. But I totally
man.
agree with you. I totally agree with you with the representation that they want out here for our younger generation. You know, it's kind of like when Pac, you know, they wouldn't, you know, Pac had something to say. Tupac had a lot of things to say. He was, you know, what we say allegedly locked up for something that was unjustified, and
Mhm.
they was gonna let him sit in there if it wasn't for sure.
And then didn't that chick come out there and say she
Yeah,
lied about it or something?
yeah, it
Yeah.
was exaggerated. It really
Um,
was. It really was the party that he was affiliated with. But as you know, you're guilty by association. If you don't shut stuff down, then you know whose room is this? Whose tour is this?
yeah, yeah,
Who is
yeah.
the viable name that's gonna look better in media? If they would have put it on the rest of the party, it wouldn't have made as much noise, you know.
I mean, we
So
see that with artists when they're coming through the city. Police
yeah,
will pull them over, find a
yeah,
gun on there, and be like, "Well, who's the big dog? Who's in the city doing this party? Oh,
yeah.
you don't want funding all this? Oh, they protecting him. We're gonna go ahead and put the money on the person. He
Yeah.
guaranteed to bail out. You
Come
know what I'm
on.
saying? It's gonna look good for the city. Oh, we was doing our work, our job that night. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes one of those type of issues. Um,
They-
you speaking on like people with moral character, also like
I agree.
um, the it's a different. We have I've been listening to some Christian rappers that's like out, and I'm listening to these dudes go, bro. Like
Mm,
they're actually taking current songs, and you can hear the
mm,
contrast, and not necessarily like putting that stamp on them to make it embarrassing or less than whatever the music,
mhm,
whatever. Like they really can actually have a sound, deliver a message without all the cursing. And I know you're
mhm.
very familiar with that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Um, these dudes are really in the same age bracket, but they still have the vibe of some real art, like some artistry out there. You know what I'm saying? What do you
Mhm.
think about those people that be getting overlooked in that nation? That that in that kind of light, because there's a group of individuals making music out here right now. A
Mhm.
young crowd kind of remind me like the Far Side and all them back in the day.
Mhm.
They don't get no side, no shine. Like, what do you? How are they supposed to step out? Do they create their own lane, or what do they do in a city like this? What would be your opinion on that?
Man, you know what? I just went to a concert 2 days ago. My sister and I attended D1. Do you know the rapper D1, right? Light skinned
Hold
guy
up,
with
man.
the
Light
dreads.
skin dude,
With the dreads, yeah. One
kind of
of
heavy, not heavy set,
the
but like
slim cat from New
slim,
Orleans.
tall,
From New
tall,
Orleans,
right?
yeah. The one that Jim Jones, Rick Ross, he was, talking
Bro,
about.
wait,
Hmm?
is that the one? He lived in Texas, right?
I don't know if he lives in Texas, but I know he's from New Orleans.
D1. Okay,
D1.
so there's a
Yeah,
D1 that used to come to the shop out here, the barber shop on Frisco.
light
One
skinned
of the
cat.
light skinned cat, and he used to always come out here saying he was doing music and he had videos and all that, but he was just starting off. This is probably like 11 years ago.
He's been at
And
it for a minute.
yeah, I'm thinking that's D1 that used to come to the shop.
It could be.
He
It
used to be
could
right
be.
here. He used to be right here in Frisco, man.
Are you serious?
Look, man, people don't really understand the magnitude of Texas, bro. I
Yeah,
told somebody that Big Meech was arrested in Frisco, Texas when he
he
first went
sure
to
was.
jail.
He sure was.
And it blew their mind. He's like, nah. I said, look it up.
He sure
And he
was.
was arrested right down the street from my old crib. You know what I
Wow.
mean? When I first came out here, like just 11 years ago,
Mm.
bro, it was developed, but it was barely developed. You know what
It
I'm
better
saying?
develop.
It was here, but it wasn't like to a certain point past the tollway.
Mm.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand it. Like Dallas, the Metroplex, I've been trying to give them the capacity on how this is, bro. Just imagine you have two people always think like, okay, when you come to where you at? I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah,
And they'll fly into Houston and thinking that it's right here.
they sure
I
do.
guess they get well, Dallas and Dallas Fort Worth mixed up
Yeah,
versus Dallas and Houston. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Bro, we have two big old mega cities
Different culture.
and the in between of Prairie and Arlington. And then you have the Grove and the other different places.
Yeah.
They don't understand how big this place is, bro.
And and it's culturally different each place you go to.
Yes.
It's similarities, but it's not the same.
It's close,
Yeah.
but it ain't it's kind of far at the same time.
Yeah. Down even the way they catch where their hair, where they cut their
Yeah.
hair. Yeah. The slang.
So
Um,
how would an artist with all of that map to cover, you know what I'm saying, like benefit being different because you're swamped, you know, you're covered by a certain style of music.
yeah.
How does a person bring up their genre in a place this big?
You got to move around. See, that's
It's a
some of the
lot of ground to
things.
cover.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you see, we come from that generation, P, to where you got to grind it out, though. You know, you got to love it first and foremost. If you're passionate and you love it, we hear these stories of Master P being out there in the Bay. Country boy from New Orleans, not knowing the color lines and everything, and of course, you from the ground,
Oh
and
yeah.
cats moving around just on the hustle. And he said, the cats was telling him like, man, you know where you at? You got this color on. And he's like, hey, man, I'm just from New Orleans, man. I'm just trying to do my music. And they were like, yeah, bro, but you can't
No.
move like that out here, you
Yeah.
know. And I think that you have to take those risks. Is what I'm saying is that when I was on the scene, and actually, let me bring it back real quick to you. Before I started recording professionally, bro, when you and I, we had a brotherhood. We was homies, but whether people know it or not, we didn't talk music a whole lot of the time we hung out. We didn't talk
It
about
was yeah,
yeah,
it was shocking when I had ran back into you and you said you was
yeah,
doing music. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
we talked everything except music, which is
Except for
crazy.
music. Yeah. So I saw you in the loop everywhere. Like when I seen you with your group and your guys, y'all was everywhere. I seen you out Safari. You remember that?
Mhm. Yeah,
I seen y'all at Safari. I'm gonna tell you one night. I think y'all performed at for a Safari. I think Cameron and Jim Jones was there.
man, we had Cameron, Jim,
Yeah. So
Cameron, and them. We
uh,
opened up a few times for Cameron.
so
Yeah,
am I right? I'm on the right path.
yeah,
I remember that. I remember I was there that night. You guys performed, and Cameron was out there with Jim Jones. He hadn't even blew yet. I think he was. Cam did some. He was going to school in Corsicana here,
playing basketball. He had a
playing basketball.
basketball
Yeah,
scholarship, and that was big Cam. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
yeah,
It's Big Cam,
not
different
skinny
Cam.
Cam that y'all see today.
Yeah,
Go
now
go look
skinny
up big
Cam.
Cam. You'll know when we talking about.
That was
Like when I
three
get
five
yeah,
seven Cam. That was
yeah.
when I'm in Texas, my pants got a crease in them.
Sledgehammer Cam. He carrying the sledgehammer. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Cam. Yeah, let him know. Let him know.
that's
Yeah.
Cameron.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, man, from that era, I remember you grinding. I remember seeing y'all in Arlington. I remember seeing y'all in Dallas. There wasn't too many places that y'all wouldn't go to get the music out there. And that's what I think you have to dominate. You got to go to every hood. Me, myself, I performed in Oak Cliff. I performed in Pleasant Grove. I performed in Mesquite. I performed in Fort Worth.
Mhm.
I performed everywhere I can think that my feet can get planted here in the DFW area. And I just feel like you got to cover all grounds because you're never going to know how good your music is or how good you are until you go away where people don't know you. If you can get a reaction, even if it's mild, if you can get a reaction from somewhere that's not your home base, that's the true essence of an artist right there. Because yes, your mom and your sister, your coworker, they're gonna give it up to you. Some of them gonna make like it's no big deal. But for the most, everybody's comfortable playing in front of the home crowd. If we want to bring it back to this, right? But I got the
Mhm.
away jersey on. You know, you gotta be even more of a killer when you're on the road because you gotta handle the boos.
Yeah.
You gotta handle the being in the visitors locker. You know, you gotta handle the noise. So I love it. I love it as an artist, a challenge when I'm going somewhere that people are unfamiliar. Because if I can win you over and you have no affiliation to me, you have no loyalty to me, and I can still get you to raise your hands up above your head, even if it's full of it. You know, some cats don't want to give it all the way up there, just give you that look, or they just like, okay, I hear you. You know, I
Yeah.
had a couple of those where it wasn't no hand claps, but it was like, hey,
Like,
I don't know who this is, but yeah. I love
and
it, man. I love the
they catch
grind.
you away from the stage and from everybody. Next thing you know, they like, oh yeah, let me get a feature, or they hitting you up and
Come on. You know
yeah,
that. You know, if
they
you get
can't
off
make
that
it seem
stage,
like I'm give
mhm.
you a shout out when there's a group of them. When you break away, hey, say, man, let me get you, let me show you.
all
Let me
the
get you that.
all the time. That's the
Mhm.
game. That's where we came up from. I think we got to get back to that, and we got to get away from the division. And like, if I can say this, man, the fact that think about how powerful what the city would be right now if we still had Mo3 and Beezy and they was working together. You know, who
Yeah,
knows
that'd
what?
be crazy.
Come on, man. Like,
And then you
that.
had that little dude, go Yayo out there. He come out of jail. He could have got his mind right. I heard he a little
Come on.
firecracker. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you got Big
Just
X doing what
imagine
he's doing.
because the kids out I heard New Dallas is
Yeah.
the thing that they're doing right now.
Mhm.
And Zoe, Zillionaire Zoe, or some dude, is it his name?
Yeah, I heard of him. I heard of him.
Yeah. He's out here putting the dudes together and putting some money in their pocket. That's some real stuff right there, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree. Dallas has
And
always had a. I'm gonna say this because bringing it back to me or my sound, you were saying. Um, I've always had a lyricism in what I did. You know that, P. You know,
yeah,
just I've always loved wordplay. I've always been what you. I'm just playing off your words. Like you had L.A. L.A. had a sound, right? You had the
mm,
Dog Pound. You had Snoop in them. You had Too
APT.
Short. You had Too Short. But in the same city, you had Too Short. You had the Loonies. They sound nothing alike, bro. Nothing alike. You know, you
Yeah,
got E40 over
I
here
know
in
what you're talking about.
Vallejo. You got Spice One over here. Sound nothing alike.
Welcome
You
to the
got,
ghetto.
you got Snoop and them over here. You got MC8 and them over here. And
Yeah.
then you got the Far Side. They from LA, LA cats. Sound nothing like them. You know what I'm saying? Would still show that hey, we can be creative, but what hip hop didn't do is that we didn't pass that along to the next generation to tell them like, hey man, it's scared to be different. Everybody ain't got to be a killer. Everybody ain't got to do drill. It's cool to make a song about your mama, man. It's cool to make a song about your struggle. Who were you before you got rich and you start selling weight? Who were you before that?
I'm
What
not
did you
even
do?
rich.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
what do you do on your days off when you're not when you're not looking for the op? Like what makes you laugh? What makes you smile? You know, we're not getting that essence. We had a
Like what
lot
you
of
say, you can't be looking for the ops every
come on,
day,
man,
all day.
every day, man. Do you
You need
like
a
girls?
break from the ops.
You got a girlfriend? You got a wife? You know, you want to start a
Got
family? Like,
you got a
you
pet
know,
dog or something, nigga, a bird. Like you looking for the ops every day, bro. You gotta get tired. I'm telling you.
we scared. We don't want to. We don't want to. This generation is scared. Is you're soft if you laugh if you had a good time. You know,
Yeah.
I was listening to something before I got here and I forgot. Tupac made a song called "What My Homies Call." Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, when that song came on,
That was at
that
first. Yeah.
that song always reminded me of who Tupac was behind the scenes. You see him laughing in the video. You see him having a good time. You still see his bass. You still see his homies with him. But on that's one of my favorite Tupac songs because you heard his ideology on loyalty, on staying loyalty to his homies. But the song had a fun feel to it. You know, that song could have went either way. He could have made some when the homies call, and it could have been the most gangster stuff you ever heard. But it
Yeah.
was the undertones that he had under. He had a good time and he rocked with it. That's low key one of my favorite Tupac songs because
Even the beat, the way the beat was moving. You know what
even
I'm
the
saying?
beat
It was
was
still a
going,
party song, you know what I'm
still
saying?
a party
Like,
song. Yeah, and
yeah,
that's the same album that he
that
got
bass line, nigga.
the bass line. You still got I Get Around. You still got Brenda's Got a Baby. So
Yeah.
imagine NBA young boy doing a song where we get to see him smile and have a good time. That would
Enjoy life.
totally
Like,
he would open up to a new base.
Why
If you
that
ask
dude so
me,
angry all the time, man? What's wrong with that little dude?
man, God bless him,
Hey,
bro.
hey,
I
man, I
noticed
don't
that
understand why you mad every day, bro. You mean
every
tell me
day.
it's not a happy time in your life? But
You
anytime that
out.
you smile, I ain't never seen you smile at a
I ain't never,
concert.
I never seen him
Nothing.
smile either, bro.
It's impossible, man. Like,
You know.
ain't nobody like ain't nobody that tough all day, bro. Come on.
You
I
know,
know
Pete.
some real ones, bro. They ain't never like that. I mean, they
Come
smile, they
on, man.
glad
That's what I
in
said,
front
man.
of
All
folks. You know what I'm
gangsters
saying?
cry, all gangsters laugh, all gangsters kiss their mama if they got her still.
The
Like
real
you
ones,
can't
yeah.
be like that every day, and it's not good for the spirit, bro.
Hmm.
I was just
It's
telling
crazy.
someone, I was just telling my bro before I got here. I said, man, a lot of the music is suffering because we don't talk about love and vulnerability anymore. Nobody wants to be vulnerable anymore. You know, you had songs about vulnerability back then. You know, one of my favorite songs too, also coming up, was Too Short did the Ghetto. You know, as much as Short pimped and biatched all day,
Yeah.
he had a moral compass to do something socially conscious. Come on, Too Short didn't have to make that song, P, but it spoke to him. It
Hmm.
spoke to him, and those are one of the things that I feel like Too Short don't get light up because people love him for one thing, they love him for that one moniker. But I mean, when artists take chances to show that vulnerability and to show that sensibility about themselves, I think we have to up, we have to give that up more to them because I think a lot of artists don't feel like it's marketability. It's not a market. It's not value behind if they do a song like that. When's the last time we heard a self destruction or we in the same gang from your favorite artist coming
That
together?
was the last time.
That was the last time. It's just a different
Yeah.
era, man. It's no money. It really, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's not like cats don't want to do it. It's no money into it, and everything is money based.
Well, I'm glad you said that and brought that up because, and I'm gonna say it right here. That Mo 3, that Yellow Beezy, the Trap Boy, all that Dallas stuff could have been solved by
A
a
conversation.
certain DJ in Dallas, Texas.
Oh wow.
Um, and he hit he hit it and said it like, yeah, he could have done it. But as an OG and coming up and knowing you're a pioneer in a certain era, it's not even your obligation. I mean, your a thought. It's your obligation just to know that on some big homie type stuff that you can reach out to these people and extinguish that flame or that
At least
fire that
try.
was started. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't, or they didn't
Mm.
do what they were supposed to do. And I believe them dudes will still be here. So you can't get to a self destruction type song, or you can't get to a unity song if we don't have the people in place that's supposed to be unifying
Orchestrate.
these people from a more of a home perspective. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. I deal with a lot of young kids on a day to day basis. You know, week day to day basis. I'm a lot of young men, and for the past 11 years, bro, like knowing that I can say something to pivot them from doing something that might be crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I still got them going into college. You know what I mean? Right now, kids in
Mm.
college, all the way
Mm.
into the NFL, and been messing with them, that type of stuff. And
Hmm.
you can pivot them and stuff like that. So just imagine the artists that could be saved from Dallas to even make those songs from Dallas all the way throughout, like Atlanta right now. They're in turmoil, man. Like
Turmoil. Turmoil.
I really think that somebody put that stick of dynamite in there just to do that with Young Thug and just to see what they was gonna ignite and see who was gonna bite on the negative
I
side of it
don't
and
know.
get back into the street. Cause you see, they trying to keep their hands clean. Some people on parole and different things like that. I
Hmm.
really think they're trying to throw the bait out there to make them young boys bite on that.
So who leaked that conversation? Pretty much. Who put that out there?
Exactly.
Because he
All of
didn't
it.
do it.
All of it. Day
To
to
me,
day.
I always say this: anytime a person was having a behind the wall conversation, man, that's you can't really put that on there, man. We all say stuff
It's
that,
public record though,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's all public, yeah. And see, the thing about it, that's his opinion, man. I can't be mad at a man for his opinion, but at the same time,
True.
yeah, somebody did it out of recklessness.
But this is the thing about that. He could have had his opinion, but he shouldn't have been afraid to say it a second time. Because if he said it the first time,
Yeah,
he should
yeah.
have been able to stand on business. You shouldn't have been ashamed of
Oh. You
Anything
saying
you
own it.
said, unless it was a lie,
You saying own it, own it, own it.
own it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Just own it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Unless you was lying on some person. But if that was your personal feelings about somebody's height, weight, that was just your opinion, they either want to rock with it being your opinion. As long as you ain't say, "Oh yeah, his little buck tooth, little daughter," I'm with the limp, talking about no kids or anything like that. Then bro, that's
I
totally
agree.
out of pocket. But as adults, that's gonna be up to them. But I know somebody threw that in there just to see if it was gonna catch a fire on something, bro.
Come on. Only person I know that that stand on what they say out here, man, is getting lit up right now is Dame.
I love it.
they,
Shout
they
out to
like
Disco Poppin', man.
I already
Love
know
Dame Dash.
they like Dame up. But see, that's what. But see, my
Yeah.
point. I was jokingly saying it. But you heard I said about owning up on something,
Mhm.
owning up to it, and I
Yeah.
think like what that interview, just to switch lanes, that interview Dame did on the Breakfast Club, they made that self-destructive. It wasn't. I don't think he came on there for that. He came to clarify and clear his name, what he had to say. But there was a lot of important points that
Mhm.
that could have been shared that they distracted everybody from. We lost them gems that he was about to give us.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, Just Hilarious was doing the interview perfect. It was
Mhm.
respectful and things like yeah, he went a tad bit overboard a little bit with, the correction and trying to get them to talk to him a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He slipped up and what he was asking of them, he didn't do it in return. But
I
yeah,
agree.
they did have a lot of they did try to, you know, piss him off a little bit on that thing, but he I think he got his point across, man. I liked about that interview was the OG that was on there though. He said
Oh
some
yeah,
important stuff.
OG Daniel.
Yeah, yeah. You know about him before that?
Nah, I didn't. I do Dane, but he sound like a stand. You know, when I hear that cat talk, he sound like a grown ass man talking.
I demand respect.
Yeah,
That boy voice was deep.
like you ain't about to play with me either.
Yeah, you ain't. You see, Dane wasn't playing with him.
Nah. I
Nope.
noticed that.
Dame, I'm talking. I'm
The
talking.
jokes only went so far, didn't it? The
Oh
jokes
yeah,
went so
yeah.
far.
He
Yeah,
ain't laughed not one time. I mean,
nah,
yeah.
nah.
But shout out to that dude, man. A lot of women need to watch that interview.
I agree. I agree.
It's gonna show that no matter how gangster you are, what level that you are, you've seen Dane give homage to somebody that was older than him or he called an
Mhm.
OG. It takes a lot to call another person their OG. And then to
Yeah,
have them on the show and then show that you respect them. You know what I
I
mean?
totally agree.
It's not no little man, big man. It's just a respect issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then the way that black man was sitting there speaking about his wife,
yeah,
not leaving her side the whole time she had cancer or whatever her illness. I don't know what it is. Sorry about that. But he made sure that he didn't leave that hospital bed, bro. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what
And been together 20 something plus years. You know what I'm saying?
I heard.
That's to
I heard.
show you can get a message from it, even men too, that you're supposed to be a man and stand there and do manly things. He didn't leave his wife until it was the end. He stayed at the hospital the whole time. That's a very impactful story, man. So if y'all can get a chance to go check that out, that's on the Breakfast Club interview with Dame Dash, probably less than 7 days. Go check that out.
Take all the other toxic stuff out of it and focus on that.
Yeah, yeah. Focus on that, man. There's a lot of back and forth with Charlemagne. That's entertainment. But
It is.
that part was a very important segment on that. You know what I mean?
You know, and that's what we missing though, Pete. You know, a lot of people talk about Unc and all this stuff, and they try to make like Unc and Auntie is a bad title. Unc ain't no bad title, man. Yeah, we need more Uncs out here.
You do.
We need more Uncs in the game too. You know, because I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. Back then, man, Unc wasn't going for it because a lot of time Pops wasn't around. So guess who had to keep
Yeah,
you in check?
it was on.
It sure was. Or your big homie or your OG. It was that cat on the block. I told somebody this. I said, we used to get beat up for crying if you fell if you was a kid,
Did
bro.
not cry.
You couldn't cry. You had to suck it in, bro. But
Yeah,
as you became a man, um, I always tell myself, I said, damn, when the last time I cried and really got to shut it out. Even if you try to cry, you may get a tear jerk or two, but it's like that's installed in us, man.
yeah.
Just thug it out, work it out, learn to be a man and talk without screaming, get your point across without screaming,
There you go.
you know.
Yeah,
Those are female tendencies. As a man, we don't have a lot of masculinity in today, not even just music, man, just in today. So I just want to bring that back and accept that unk title. A lot of people run from it. I am an unk in real life too. So we need more unks lining stuff up, and I think I take it up to generate. I'm gonna speak from a Gen Xer, man. Is that we kind of set back too cool sometimes as unks and aunts and let the kids just throw rocks at each other and we turned the other cheek while we was smoking something or we was drinking something.
Yeah.
But we got to step back in here, man, while we cool enough for the kids to respect us. That's another thing too, Pete. There's a lot of things that your great uncle can say that go right over your head, but
Yeah.
these kids, they looking at the cool factor. It's the cool factor they looking at that say, man, all right, you can't tell me nothing if you ain't get money out here. It's kind of hip hop and music today has that same sentiment. If you looking, as they say, dusty, you ain't got it. But let's give him some real game real quick, man. That cat that you looking down on, that's sitting down there at the cardboard box, can probably teach you everything you need to know not to get there.
Yeah.
He may
That
couldn't do it for himself because whatever the odds was weighed and stacked against him. But that's really probably the person you need to be sitting down having a conversation with instead of running from it and laughing at this person that's begging for change on the side of the street. That's probably
Yeah.
the person that you need to be having a conversation with.
Yeah. And sometimes, those people are placed there for certain reasons. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He might
yeah.
not be there, but that person is there to give you that information. You know what I mean? And when you was saying, oh, shout out to before we do it, boss lady. She was talking about Trump does everything for monetary value. Amber said it was a great interview. She's talking about the Breakfast Club interview.
Oh yeah.
Um, the different titles, man. It was. Let me take you to church this morning. Like this morning, we went to church, and it was talking about the different generations
Mm-hmm.
and how scarce it is in other generations as you progress and get to these later years. You know what I mean? It was
Mm-hmm.
pertaining to the church itself, and the
Oh hey.
attendees, but it was about bridging that gap, though. The younger people and the older people teaching each other and still
Yeah.
bringing it around. That's how you keep it going, right? So when you said that you don't mind being called aunt, I just recently had my granddaughter here this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and my son's mother, rest in peace, and her Delise, she brought Lee. I better not call her Delise. Lee brought my granddaughter here, and she brought my son's two sisters, right? So
Yeah.
one of my cousins walked in, man. Shout out to Poppy. She gonna say, hey, she was like, dang, just looking at you being called a grandfather is crazy. It was shocking, bro. Like, you really have to think, like, you look back and you start seeing the generations. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother's here, and we trying to figure out how many greats she is.
Yeah.
It's an honor. A lot of
Yeah.
people say unk and all that, bro. It's an honor to be called unk and make it
Sure is.
to those years. And I would have never thought about that being younger. I
Yeah.
used to look at like when you got to 40 back in my day, I was like, oh, you know
You,
what I'm saying?
you was cooked.
We cook. It's a little bit different now, man. Serious. You can call me Unc. You can call me whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna say grandfather,
Yeah.
grandpapa, or pawpaw for the granddad.
Now, man, that's a blessing, man. It's what it is that we didn't look at it as blessings back then because 25, you was already a grown man. You supposed to have been done anything. So if you made 25, it was a milestone because of the stuff that you was doing out here as a youngin. So a lot of unks and lot back then, they was doing stuff at 17, 18, like they was already in their 30s. So to us, those milestones were unreachable because if it was a great grandma and them, their generation was different. Our generation that we came up under, they was getting locked up or killed.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah. So
yeah,
our expectations wasn't high. We didn't talk 35 and 40 because of what we seen. But we got to reshape and redesign that now, man, and let them know that it's cool to get older. It's cool to get gray hair in your beard. You know,
yes,
it's cool to have somebody that's years under you looking up to you for the good things you did. We tend to celebrate people coming home from the penitentiary, and we
like,
say we say just a couple of words when somebody's going to college or they get a degree, or sometimes nothing's said.
mhm.
But we
Yeah,
welcome
that's
home.
definitely
We throw
changed.
parties for people getting out of prison. There's no shout out to my cats or my people on lockdown because a lot of people really are locked up for unjustified things that they did. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I just think we need to start celebrating. We need to start celebrating people that's hitting those milestones. That's not due to illegal activities. We need to hold everybody up just as high, if not higher, man. If you ask me,
Yeah,
we need to
uh,
make it. We need to make it cool to live longer too, because If we want to talk about this music industry, I mean, I'm gonna hit on it. I'm gonna bring it back to that. Too old to do music. Too old to be artistic. Too old to have self-expression. What we do that at, man? You got the president. Our presidents are what, 15, 14 years from being 100 years old, but we telling somebody that,
You talking about Trump?
yeah, any president.
Oh, hold on, hold on. Oh, let me stop you right there. That is your president.
Hey, come on, man. Listen, man.
You
We're in the
said
United.
you,
we-
you said ours, bro.
Listen,
I just want
listen.
to correct you. That's
You're in
your
the
president.
United States of America. He's our president, man. And
Look,
we,
I'll
even
take
if we
any
did,
United. Give me Carter back. You know what I mean? I'll take Carter first. I heard he loved
man.
black people. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Give me
listen.
Obama. Obama looked up. But
All
Trump,
right.
you
So
ain't gonna
so
put
so
that dude on me.
so let me say this then. The politicians
There you
that
go.
have been elected in the past two terms have been pushing 100, man, at least 80 and plus. So who are we to say that somebody's too old or aged out of doing something that they're passionate about? We got to stop that too, man. I can't remember the last time somebody said that Morgan Freeman was too old to act. I know it's been said
Real?
before. No, I'm just making an example.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna say
mean,
they tripping.
no, but I'm pretty sure he's gotten some hate too. I heard the thing about Denzel. See, Denzel is an actor too, but I've heard him just announce his retirement. Let us get to that point then when we want to call it quits. When the
Yeah.
passion is no longer there, or you want to or you want to discover something else, you felt like, hey, I've conquered this. I have only had so many time, so many years here. Let me see what else other milestones I can create or I can hit before my time is up. I respect that. But who are you as the people to try to boot somebody out and say you too old to do this? You too. We got to stop that too, man. Because
Amen.
a lot of reasons why we're saying people are too old to do things, P, is because before this era, it didn't exist. You know, today's 40 is not yesterday's 40. I sound like Fat Joe now. Yesterday's
Yeah.
60 isn't today's 60, via Angela Bassett, and a lot of people you can look at right
Shout
now
out, shout out to Angela Bassett.
that's out here. It's not, this is not the same generation that we grew up on. And guess what? In the next 20, 30 years, it's going to be milestones that people are going to reach that we've never seen before. Because they're coming up with different foods. We learned to diet. We've learned to do different things that make us live longer. We've incorporated exercise more into our diet and different things like that. Stress level, mental health. We never addressed mental health back then, especially as
Oh,
men and black men ourselves. While women were living longer than us, we have to hold more in and we have to deal with more. So those are discussions that we're having now. Mental health.
you
Brothers
better,
sitting back.
better
Yes,
watch out, man. For a lot of my female guests to start chiming in. They
but
might have
see, you
heard
know
that
what I'm.
question the wrong way.
Come on, man. Listen, we deal with more. We deal with a lot of more stresses put on us as black men. I'm not saying women don't get it, or I'll say our sisters don't get it, but I'm saying
There
that
you go.
we're
There you go.
the weight of the world is placed on our shoulders to just handle it. Like I said, you fall, you better not cry type mentality. It never
Better
let
not.
the bills is due, the light bill due, the rent due. What you gonna do about it?
Yep. You better not cry.
Gotta figure it out,
Hey,
man.
Amber Tate says he's also showed that you don't have to always thug it out. Men need to be more open about regarding their mental health. Health.
I agree.
I think men and women
I agree.
need to be about that because I think there's a lot of things that's going on with some women that's not being diagnosed, and they
Mm,
blame it on other areas. You know what I
yes.
mean? Lack of things, and until you go get checked out, you will never be able to determine what's wrong with you by self, whatever it is in yourself to, believe whatever what's wrong with you. You can't diagnose yourself, and that goes to black men too. We mental health, like it has to be discussed, and it's not even just a black and white thing. I mean, black thing. It's a black, white, Hispanic, everything.
It is.
Asian. I think everybody has it, bro. It's just like we just need to know, what's going on. Because do you ever hear about a crazy Asian?
About what?
Crazy, crazy Asian.
Nah. What's up with
Mm-mm.
that?
You you'll
Sound like
never hear them talking about mental health. They make it only just. I've only seen it to just be a certain type of people, group of people.
oh, you know what? My bad, bro. I heard that wrong. No, I have not. I have not. You know what I think it is though? I think it's the upbringing, it's the culture, and their culture. I'm not 100% familiar with it, but I just think that Western culture compared to how they're raised and how they come up
Mhm.
is totally different. You don't see a lot of the men out of the household.
True.
You don't.
True.
They stick in with it. You still see grandma there with the kids. I go out and see that a lot. Yeah. So yeah, that's something that we can take though. See, that's the thing I was going to say too, man, is that we got to get back to that. We got to get back to the roots. See, another thing too, man, like when the older generation passes along, who takes up the reign? You got Grandma Tamika out here, and she's still twerking.
She still twerking. Yeah.
Come on,
And
and I
that's
ain't
the
saying
thing
no.
about it. That's what we was talking about, the generations and that gap. And you got I had a technical issue.
You good?
My bad. So can you hear me?
I got you. I hear you.
Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah,
Can you
I got you. I hear you. 10-4.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we were talking about, bridging that generational gap and keeping them together. Older teaching the youngins teaching the older, different things that you're missing in between. But when I brought up that subject of the different levels, like my OG is my grandmother.
Mm,
The family, she knows everything. She's seen everything. So if I need to know anything, if I might not have any questions about, then she can give you almanac. You can go to her. She can tell you what's going on and different things of that nature, right?
yeah,
Can't give a dude on the street because I never was taught. I had uncles and stuff like that, but you know, you're not taught to look up to certain people in that regard because that's like a street stuff or certain things you can just pick
mm,
anywhere. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
you can't pick up another grandmother, bro. You know what I'm
You
saying? You
can't.
can't go out there and just get a good grandmother and just be like, oh yeah, by the way, let me go to Walmart pick up a grandmother on the way home. It ain't cracking like that. So when I'm
Hit, hit the club, man.
yeah, man, I'm
Hit the hookah line.
I'm giving respect to my OG. And like you said, you need some people like that around so they keep the glue connected. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You're held to a certain level of integrity in one of the things you do. You know what I mean? So we need to bring that back, man. We can't
And they
have
gonna take,
like you said, Auntie Tamika out there twerking.
man, come on. And shout out to the aunties that in the grandma that can get out here and they can still enjoy themselves with the grandkids because my mom is a grandmother. She participates with a lot of activities that my nieces and that we are. So that's no shot at grandmas that are getting out here and they can still do it. But I'm
Hmm.
saying don't make that the base of what you're teaching the youth, though. You know, when we look out here, you got a lot of youth that's misdirected because the grandparents and the parents don't want to take accountability. You can't say nothing to the kids because the mama show up to the school and
Yeah,
she
you're
ready to
not.
fight. She ready to fight the teacher. Come on, tell me
Yeah.
I'm lying.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Definitely right.
Yeah. So we do have to get back to that. I know if we even if we didn't do it, P, you remember back in the day, if you can tell all day, nah, this boy hit me and he did this and he was doing that, he was bullying me. Even if you was right, you gonna get bopped upside the head. You probably gonna get one put on you just for making your mom come up to the school, just for stopping
Yeah.
my day. Boy, you up here acting up.
Just
And
playing around.
anybody can, and back in the day, really anybody can get you because the mom was too busy. Your aunt can get
There you
you.
go.
Anybody can get you, but we don't have that anymore. Now, you put your hands on the kids, you might be in the pen.
And that's why we say right now, we got Amber Tate chimed in. She said, we got to get back to it takes a village. And that's
Yeah,
exactly what you explaining right now. Coming down that street and you got in trouble, or Mr. Johnny or Mr. Wilson seeing you in trouble and knew he lived right next door to your grandmother, your
yeah,
great grandmother.
yeah.
Play around if you want to. You
Wish
gonna
you
get
would cuss it. Wish you would cuss it. Like, listen,
yeah,
it'll turn to a whip into a fight real quick if you
catch a
got two
fade
out of
by
line.
turn. Yeah. Catch a fade for real,
Catch
for
these
real.
hands, man. But yeah, we do have to. We do have to. And that's the point I don't want to get away from that we were talking about. Also, lifestyle. That's the name of the podcast. We have to make it a lifestyle to get back to these things. We We need to make it a lifestyle and make it not be so nostalgic. Right now, we're talking nostalgia, man. That should still be in existence right now. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be 20 years ago. It shouldn't be 30, 40. It should be right now. Those morals are still being
first
emphasized right
language,
now. Yeah.
first language. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. We
that's
got to
right.
get back to that, man, and not just talk about it, be about it.
That part. You know what I mean? I got to stand firm somewhere, man. Like I still stand 10 toes down on just repping for OGs as far as getting niggas, excuse me, getting boys in line. You know what I mean? Getting these little YNs
Mhm.
in line. I mean,
Yeah.
like keeping them in line because that's what my uncles and them was doing to us. Shout out to Uncle Grant. Rest in peace, Uncle Grant.
Yeah.
He would bomb on you. You know what I mean? He come to this house and it was certain things that you had to do, bro. Like, and it wasn't like it was looked upon. It was just like, they tapping you, making sure you straight and get back on that line. That's
Yeah.
all it was.
Listen,
Nowadays, you
man.
hit a little YN, he can be 7. He gonna go get a water gun and shoot you. Next thing you know, he got a what they
I
call
mean,
a
he
switch
playing
on the
video
back.
games all day. That's all they doing is shooting in the game all day.
Yeah, man.
They practicing.
Yeah, yeah, they
Somebody
ain't no
told
for
me,
real.
somebody said a lot of these cats need to go to the military, man.
They do.
Get some discipline with it, but I mean, you don't want to show everybody how to shoot accurately, though.
That's what I was like. Wait a minute, because I've heard some stories, man. They training these dudes. They getting out the military and they going to use this information for all bad.
Yeah.
I ain't saying no race or nothing. But yeah,
I
it
remember
ain't
back
us.
in the days, man. People think that a lot of stuff they doing now is new. Like we thought stuff was new when we came up. We found out ain't nothing new under the sun, man. Slang just changed. Time stay the same, man.
Yeah.
I remember just even back then when you were trying to sag your pants back then. I had to sag when I got out the house, man. If I did sag or do that, it was when I was away from the grown-ups, away from my uncles, away from my mom. I did that at school when I got away from them. You better believe
Mm.
when I came home, my jeans didn't look the same way they did when I went to
When you
school.
left out,
Yeah, because you knew better. These cats
you
now,
knew
man,
better.
come on, man. I mean, we can have a conversation. You tell a cat to pull his pants up, it's like you disrespecting him.
Yeah, yeah. And they overdoing it now,
And
man. It's
and it's
crazy.
level to two people. We did the saggy jeans stuff, and we had a belt because the keep it right where it didn't go under or it didn't go
Hmm.
too far where you exposed too much. You did it to a point, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember cats sagging with a belt, and your shirt still was tucked in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. It depends on
Because
where you was at.
once again, P, it kept your butt crack from being exposed,
That way.
right? It kept the go back and look at the Jodeci videos and tell me I'm lying if you don't know if y'all young is watching. Is that
Hey man,
it was
you
still
crazy.
even when we thug, Pete, we thug with honor and respect.
Remember he said we thug with class.
We thug with class, man, because it was a certain degree. Like if they would have tried the way that they wear their pants, if they would have did that back then, you penitentiary bait. Let's just be real, man.
Hey man, that's why they getting hit with these switches so quick. They get off 30, 40 rounds. You can't even get 10 feet to running because their pants too
Man,
tight, too short.
see,
They sagging and their pants too tight. So they
these are
can't
the
keep
convers
running.
these are the conversations we got to have that we don't like to have. And that's another thing too, man. In this generation, anytime you try to give discipline or you try to drop jewels on them, P, oh, gee, you hating. Oh, you hate, man.
Hey,
Come on, man. Everything is hate. Like, I ain't hate, man. I'm just trying to give you some game. They don't want you to give no game now. Just let me rock out and see what we got used to. We got used to not that term hater. They've redefined what a hater is, first and foremost, man. You with me, bro? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Let me see. Let me see. I still can't hear you. I don't think it's me. Okay, I'm turned up. I still can't hear you.
There you go. That's good now.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. See, I figured out what the problem is. I figured out what the problem is. No Trump slander will be tolerated until you accept.
Do you do right by me?
See, we got high powers out here, man. See you live. You're doing everything now.
He
Your
trying to
lifestyle
say
podcast
that
kicking up,
boy trying
man.
to censor me, man.
Listen.
Trying to censor me.
Your viewership got here. You don't know who out here, man, listening to you. So this is the thing about it, man. We can't have any. We can't. We got to be aligned with everybody, man. So I need you to say it with me. Trump is my president.
Trump is your president.
See, listen, man. I tried to help
I
you,
don't
bro. I tried to.
fold. I don't bend.
See, one thing
Cut
about
me off.
Scorpio, one thing about
Don't let it
Scorpios, man. One thing about Scorpios, we stubborn, man. The more you
okay.
tell us to do, the more you tell us to do something, the more we don't want
You
to do
doing
it.
it. Trying to
Just
do
because you
all
try to
this.
make me do it, I'm gonna sit on it now.
Just because you mentioned it. I mean, not doing nothing. You just said,
I
"Could you
was
cut
about
me
to
off?"
do it until you said something to me.
Yeah.
Oh, man, nah,
That's
that's what's
crazy,
up, bro.
man.
Nah, man,
Hey,
but good
check this out.
combo, man.
Do this for me, man.
Yes, sir.
Um, let the people know where to find your information, your your links to anything that you have, the social, anything that you have going on. But when you before you do all that, I want you to give the people just the last word and then flow into that. You know what I mean?
Man, all I want you just always stay always on alert for the new. When I say the new information, the new movement, whether it's politics, whether it's lifestyle, whether it's like I think I said, information, and just stay open minded to everything because we living in a generation in the world today to where you can't be closed minded to anything. You got to tap into everything, or you're gonna get left behind. I mean, if I can drop any jewels on that, I'm gonna say that. Just keep your eyes open, keep your eyes wide shut. And as far as my information, you can check me out on James Ford on Instagram. I was about to say MySpace. Damn, Pete. Be like, yo, I think my MySpace still active, man. P, you going out, see technical difficulties, man. See you won't say the oath, man. You won't say the oath. You won't say the oath,
There you
man.
go.
You won't say the oath, man.
That's what I'm about to, I'm
See,
about to get
see, he
all
about
this.
to
Leave us alone for
let
that.
me go and get it out, man, because he about to cut us, man, because P ain't
Yeah,
acting right, man. We're gonna talk off the script though.
that's
Y'all can
crazy.
check me out at JAEMSIV. That's James Ford. I switched the vowels around. People always say this too. Why is this JAE instead of JAM? Listen, copyright infringement. I had to change it out, but at the
Uh,
same time, it's that uniqueness to it. I go for, but it's JAEMSIV, like Roman numeral 4, on all platforms, Instagram. Even if you want to go back to MySpace and Black Planet and all that, I never did Black Planet, but you go back to MySpace. But yeah, go to my YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that. I'm on there, James Ford on everything. And projects coming out. You know, I'm gonna take the flow from P real quick. I have an album coming out. P, I got to get with you, man. You got to get you on that. The month of
let's
November
go.
is tentatively the date. It's the follow up to my first independent album, Pain, Love, and Glory. My first one was Pain, Lust, and Glory. So the boy grew up a little bit, man. Learn how to love and quit lusting so much.
There you go.
So Pain, Love, and Glory, tentatively for November. Y'all stay tuned. I'll if anything changes, the details will be out there. Also have projects out there right now. You can find more recent music from me. The Monsters Inside Us, which was my collaboration with Big City and my brother King Powerful on the tracks. That's on Mixtape Monkey, 24hourmixtape.com. The Monsters Inside Us, you can also see strictly for my ninjas out there. And we have a project coming out at the end of this year called The Beautiful Monster. That's top of 2026. And oh yeah, by the month of October, the return of Gully Music, follow up to the Monsters Inside Us for Halloween edition. So y'all check that out for your boy. And yeah, P man, we got to get busy. We got to get in the studio, man, and show them how we connect. You know, so
Hey man,
we most
let's
definitely
link it
got
up
to
in the
do that,
kitchen.
man. I
Let's
got
link
I got to
it up in
get
the
with you.
kitchen. I
Yes,
know,
sir.
I know where we can go brew at,
Cook
so
up.
it's all good. Just let
T-
me know, man. I'm ready, man.
Get them
I
unks.
can not retirement for you.
Let's see what unks can put out here for 'em, man.
All I can do, and I guarantee you, it's gonna be
Let's
more
get.
fire than what y'all been doing the last 10 years, youngsters.
Yes, sir,
Bet that.
man.
So,
Yeah, let's
man, I
get it,
want to
man.
thank you for coming out, man. I'm definitely gonna get on that with you, man. Y'all boys, check out my boy Jay Ford, man. It's definitely something you want to rock with, bro. I appreciate you coming out to the show, man.
My
It was a
pleasure.
pleasure having you on here, man,
My pleasure.
and taking from Dallas to, what I mean, mental health to the whole thing, bro. You know what I
Let's
mean?
go.
Just that Dallas music scene edition, man. I guess
I'll
Jay
check it
Ford, man.
out.
I thank you for having you, bro.
We
Appreciate
coming.
you,
Yes,
brother.
sir. My pleasure to be on the lifestyle. My brother.
Now let me go ahead and pay some bills, man. Shout out to my boy Sugar Slim, man. If you need beats, intros, outros, whatever the case may be, man, holler at my boy Sugar Slim. He'll get you right on Instagram. That's Mr.
Yeah.
Blue Check Slim. Sugar Slim Beats, man. Go check him out. Let him know that you've seen the promo on the PM Lifestyle Podcast. And you know what I'm saying? See what he do for you, man. Tap in with him. Well. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining, man. All my followers and everything. Comment, like, subscribe, follow, man. And thank you for being a part of the show, man. We out. You already know how we do it.